Yeah. You got your ups and downs. Life be crazy sometimes.
All the time.
But keep your head up.
Keep it up.
This is real shit right here, you heard? I ain't gonna get into details. I'm break it down like this. Yo, it's the right, the wrong, success, the feels, trials and tribulations, cots and 3 meals. The struggle prevails, the hook can't conceal what's really real. Time will reveal. The right, the wrong, success, the feels, trials and tribulations, cots and 3 meals. The struggle prevails, the hook can't conceal what's really real. Time will reveal.
Hey yo, positive people bring positive movement. When you look at your friends, what path are you choosing? I'm never losing. When it's from the start, always on the grind, it come natural to spark. Ups and downs in life, rich or broke. Better think how to move or a new road. That's another quote. Rupp got the antidote for those in the struggle, living like there's no hope. Please stay focused, take your time and be fine. And realize we have no control of our lives. It's like I'm still on that yellow line, locked up in them days when I was confined. Just to come home and jump on another line, but that's there, not here. It's a brand new year. World come with age, so money gotta gain. Always add on, please never take away. Just attract negative, live for each day. It's a shame some friends you gotta turn away. To move to the next level, scoop them later. Remember, life ain't all about that paper.
The right, the wrong, success, the feels, trials and tribulations, cots and 3 meals. The struggle prevails, the hook can't conceal what's really real. Time will reveal. The right, the wrong, success, the feels, trials and tribulations, cots and 3 meals. The struggle prevails, the hook can't conceal what's really real. Time will reveal.
Hey yo, negative energies, never a friend of me. Can't mix with that chemistry, my aura's enemy. I ain't with the petty, don't care about he or she. Trying to take my life to the point where the wealthy be. Simple and plain. I've been through the pain, spilled blood from my veins. Still here, I maintain. People come and go, life shorter than we know. Is this the first stage, how we mentally grow? In death we'll know, right now ain't forever. But while I'm here, I do what I can to live better. Spread love, not hate, get money, eat great. Do what you can to control your fate. It's chess, not checkers, think 5 steps ahead. Protect your castle, keep the family fed. Gotta deal with the hassles, the hate, the fake. Loudmouth, freak girls.
Yeah, I like how you lowered that down, you know what I mean? Yo, it's Grindhard TV podcast. We here, you know what I'm saying? This is the end of the first quarter of the year, the hip-hop business fiscal year. You know, it's 4 quarters. I say this all the time. This is the last Sunday in March. The next Sunday y'all see me, it'll be April. You know what I mean? And spring is here again. It's spring again. Everybody knows it's spring again. To the boys and girls and people above, this is the time to fall in love. Rest in peace to Biz Markie, man. Love that guy, man. Rest in peace to Diabolical Biz, man. Miss you, my guy. Word up. But yeah, I'm here today as no guests, unless people want to come in on the live or whatever. But I want to talk about a couple things because y'all know in the news it was a whole bunch of shit about the whole Troy Ave Taxstone thing, and yo, it's a lot of mixed signals or mixed questions that I have about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking right now on Google and it says rapper Taxstone convicted of shooting bodyguard during New York concert. Right? Now there's a lot. I've seen the Joe Budden's podcast. I've seen the My Expert Opinion podcast. I've seen the Gilly podcast. I've heard what's her name? Oh shit, I forgot his name. Damn, I forgot his name. That's crazy. Well, I'll be watching y'all niggas podcast for sure. You know what I'm saying? But everybody got something to say, so you know, I have my opinions on it and everything like that. So I want to say how I feel about that shit. You feel me? So with that being said, this is from ABC News, y'all. Because I can be like, you know, a news reporter too. We are, you know, podcasters and shit like that, and I do know how to read. Yeah. So from sources, ABC News says Daryl Campbell, better known as the rapper and hip-hop broadcaster Taxstone, which he was never a rapper, so y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. He's not a rapper. Daryl Campbell, better known as the rapper and hip hop podcaster Taxstone was convicted Thursday in New York of manslaughter in connection with the 2016 shooting of a bodyguard during a concert at Irving Plaza. A jury in Manhattan found Taxstone guilty of shooting and killing Ronald McFadder, y'all know him as Banger, and seriously injuring 3 others. He will be sentenced next month for what District Attorney Alvin Bragg called a tragic and deadly confrontation in a packed New York City music venue. The shooting stemmed from a longtime feud Taxstone had with Ronald Collins, known as rapper Troy Ave, who testified against him. Prosecutors said McFadder was Troy Ave's bodyguard. Rapper T.I. was performing when the shots were fired. Troy Ave was on deck to perform. All right. So he was found guilty. Troy Ave testified. And now a lot of people is like feeling a way about Troy Ave getting on stand. Also, Zip with the Drip, me and him was going back and forth on DM because of what y'all don't know. Like, yeah, Zip with the Drip, he's very popular now. Shout out him, just got out of jail and doing very well on social media. Salute to you. You know what I mean? Another dude from Corona. And me and him was going back and forth because he said that podcast street niggas should not have snitches on a platform. Now, me, I was like, yo, listen, I'm a street dude, you know, that's reformed and now a family man and a businessman and stuff like that. So if I'm going for the story and one of these guys like Tekashi 6ix9ine or Troy Ave or one of these guys, and I'm able to get one of them on my show, why wouldn't I have them on my show? Like, seriously. And that's weird that you know, that he would say something like that, because when you out here and you're a journalist or you doing journalism in podcast world, you're supposed to get the story, and it's best to get the story, the exclusive story. So if you getting the dude directly on your show to tell his side of the story, and you got him on your show, like, so if I had one of these guys in my studio, that's a better look for me. You know what I'm saying? So another thing I want to say is Taxstone was saying online about how he knew Nori was chasing a story, so he understood Nori having him on the show. And I fucks with Nori because, you know, they've been bigging up my Flowers record like crazy. You know what I'm saying? And DJ EFN. And he's also from Queens. But I got this to say, Nori, and this is nothing to slight against you, but you said that you would never have certain people on your show because your loyalty is with certain people. Now this is going to shock y'all. Y'all got to listen to this, right? I remember Nori saying to somebody on one of his podcasts that he would not have, what is the guy's name that was with Big Pun? Cuban Links. You said you would never have Cuban Links on your show for him to tell his side of the story with Fat Joe because your loyalty is with Fat Joe. I recall you saying that. We can look that shit up. It's everywhere. I remember that shit. You said your loyalty is with Fat Joe and you would never have Cuban Links on your show. But here it is. Taxstone helped you start or convince you to do your podcast. And it's out there. I'm not saying shit that's not out there. There is footage of Taxstone saying that you sat with him for mad long, got on his podcast, and he convinced you to do your podcast through EFN, because I have an exclusive interview with EFN years ago when he told me that he was going to start a podcast with you. EFN said, oh, me and Nori's about to start a podcast called Drink Champs. I got the footage. I'm about to release it too. And the only way you did that podcast is because your bro, Taxstone, convinced you to do it and told you how lucrative it is. So your loyalty, if I'm not mistaken, off of your words, should have been with Taxstone. So why did you have Troy Ave on there saying his side of the story, which I'm not against that either, because you got to have the guys on the show to tell their side of the story. You shouldn't just be on your show saying shit about it. You should actually have these guys on the show. But what I'm saying that you might have contradicted yourself, not might have, you contradicted yourself, because you said, I'm not going to put Cuban links on the show due to my loyalty to Fat Joe, but yet you had Taxstone on the show. No, Taxstone. You had Troy Ave on the show. So was there no loyalty to Taxstone? I don't understand. Like, that's just something that I've been thinking about. Today, I'm up here with no guests. I'm just talking about things that's going on in the industry, you know what I'm saying, in the media, and I'm going to give my 2 cents and my, you know what I'm saying, opinion on shit because, you know, I'm a podcaster and that's what I do, you know what I'm saying? So I would love for one of y'all to chime in and say something about it, but you specifically said your loyalty was with Fat Joe, so you're not going to put Cuban links on the show to tell his side of the story of him and Fat Joe's falling out and him getting cut and everything like that. So your loyalty is with him. But yet, Taxstone is the one that helped you build Drink Champs, and you had Troy Ave on the show talking about the case. Now, at this point in time, it's neither here nor there. Taxstone is guilty. And he gonna get a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It happened. Troy Ave got on stand. He said what happened. They calling him a snitch like crazy. And honestly, I don't really understand, like, the snitching thing. I don't get it because if it's two things. Troy Ave know that he had beef with this guy Taxstone, right? Taxstone knew he had beef with Troy Ave, right? I'm almost positive that Taxstone knew that Troy Ave was going to be performing at this venue. It was a T.I. show. Troy Ave was on the bill. Taxstone knew that Troy Ave was going to be there. So you knew you was going to get up with this guy and have a confrontation with him. So the purpose of you bringing a gun in there, I understand, was to protect yourself in case it happened, because I know you ain't going to let motherfuckers beat you down and that's going to be that. But I feel like you should have went there with more people that could have held you down. Like, although y'all had the blicky with you, it was a fight that was ensued, and it probably wouldn't have been needed if you had, because if I'm not mistaken, Uncle Murder was there, Mano was there, Casanova was there. All these is your guys. If I'm not mistaken, Casanova be still bigging you up to this day, like, yo, tax my guy, that tax my guy. And Casanova's a big strapping gorilla nigga. So I don't understand how Troy Ave and his man Banger was able to duff you out and niggas ain't hold you down to where you had to pull out the gun and end your life and career like that. Like, you was the #1 podcaster. I think if you didn't go to jail, some of these other podcasters wouldn't be as big as they are right now. You would be the guy. I'm almost sure of that. Because once you was taken down through that stupidity that happened, shout out my boy Chappelle. He's the one that told me. He came to me. He said, yo, world, Taxstone is off the scene now. And he said, you kind of remind me of him. So you should come and step in that lane. And I was like, nah, I'm not with that. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not going to be on the show talking shit about everybody and this and that and this and that. And look, here I am. So, you know, I'll be having my own opinions about shit, and I wanted to say what I want to say, and I'm going to say what I want to say. And I respected Taxstone for him saying whatever he wanted to say, and the shit blew up. But if you went to that show and you knew Troy Ave was going to be there and you had your guys there with you, I don't understand why it couldn't have just been a fight. No shots should have been fired in that club because there was a lot of celebrities there, especially T.I. At that point, T.I. was one of the biggest guys. So y'all got T.I. in the building and y'all gonna be in the green room in the back and a fight ensues and then shots start flying. Like, come on, man. Like, a lot of people's careers was ended. A lot of people's credibility was questioned. And now look, Troy Ave is looked at as a snitch. He's looked at as a snitch. And honestly, I feel like if I'm somewhere and a nigga kill my man and shoot me and I fuck him up and disarm him, yo.
And they blamed him for the murder.
Right. And they blame Troy Ave for the murder and say, oh, he killed his man and that he shot them other people. And the only way that he was going to make his name, only way he was going to clear his name is by him getting on the stand and say, look, this is what happened. Like, I didn't bring a gun in the club. I didn't shoot nobody. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't me. My man got killed there, and I was trying to defend his life. Yo, I don't see how that you want to call that snitching. Like, I don't.
And he shot Troy Ave.
Right. In both legs. He shot him in both legs, killed his man Banger, McFatter, and you shot a girl in the, I think the ear or nose or something like that. She got shot. Mad shit happened, and it was all being pinned on him. And then I found out later that the dude that brought the gun to Taxstone from Florida, it was traced back to him. So he snitched on Taxstone and said, I gave him the gun. So he wouldn't get no jail time. He said, I gave Taxstone that gun. So when the FBI said, yo, Taxstone, because he was trying to say Troy Ave brought the gun in and shot the people. And then the FBI was like, no, your DNA is on the clip, on the barrel, on the bullets. There's no possible way that Troy Ave could have brought this gun in here if your DNA is all on the interworkings of this gun. You know, we all street guys. We all, handle guns before. If your fingerprints and DNA is on the clip, on the bullets, there's no possible way that gun could be somebody else's. And I'm not no fucking private investigator or no fucking legal person. You know what I'm saying? I've been through the system a few times, but I know for a fact that if you giving your burner to somebody, the first thing you doing is you wiping off them bullets, you wiping off the clip, you wiping off the gun, and you passing it like, nigga, you do what you got to do. But my DNA ain't on that. My fingerprints ain't on that. Obviously, Taxstone didn't do that. He went in there with that gun after loading it up with his fucking bare hands, which is stupid, put the clip in the gun, cocked it, put it on safety, put that shit on his waist, and walked in there with that shit like, yo, if this nigga Troy Ave come in here trying to front, I'm going to let them niggas have it. And that's what I'm getting from it. So now Troy Ave see you in the club. You already know y'all both got mad beef. Troy Ave is, he's always been talking about how he about that life. He do this, he do that, right? Now he talking about the streets is a myth because what he went through. But that I remember Troy Ave. I remember when he first started because I've been in the game for a long time. That nigga was definitely preaching that gangster life, white powder, I'm selling drugs, I get busy in the streets and blah, 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 and la, la, la. I remember that. So Taxstone obviously was about that too. And he knew like, yo, I've been trolling this nigga so much online that if I see this nigga in the club and he try to front on me, I'm letting him have it. And it happened, right? So with that being said, I heard Troy Ave and him set it on him in the spot. He got his man Banger, God bless the dead, to set it on him. And Banger was getting the best of him. And Troy Ave pulled out. I mean, not Troy Ave, Taxstone pulled out and started licking off. And this is when Troy Ave tried to go and wrestle the dude with the gun, the Taxstone with the gun. So now that the video footage came out, I remember that night when it came out, Troy Ave comes through the door, he licking off shots. At that point, nobody knew that was Taxstone's gun.
And nobody knew that Casanova is right next to where he comes in shooting.
Right. So, and that's what kind of gets me, because Casanova locked up too, hold your head and all of that. But if that was your man, how was you allowing Banger to beat up your man Taxstone? And you right there, big strapping nigga, like not really intervening. That goes to show you that niggas in this business is not really your mans.
They kind of ducked away when Troy Ave walked through that door.
Yeah, of course. He didn't want to get shot. After he seen the nigga shoot Banger and try to shoot Troy Ave and lick off some more shots, that nigga I don't give a fuck how big a nigga is. Yo, when them shots start flying, niggas ain't trying to get hit, bro. That's a fact, man. I don't give a fuck how tough a nigga say he is. Niggas don't want to get hit, B. So, but what's weird to me is, still to this day, this nigga be saying how that's his man, that's his man. So why didn't y'all keep that in a fighting? Like, it could have stayed a fight. It didn't have to go to the guns. Like, yo, it's a real fucked up situation, man. Because now Troy Ave, independently, he could still make money because he got all this publicity behind him, but people don't respect him. People looking at him as a snitch. But if he defended his man's honor and his life, and then he gets on stand to say his side of the story of what happened, how he really, that's justice right there.
Not to go into no names, but if Troy Ave snitched, there are a lot of other people who did the same thing. That's rappers, that's big, who somebody tried to rob them.
Snoop Dogg got on stand and pointed out the guy who they killed.
Snatched the gun, shot the nigga. Somebody snatched the gun from somebody and shot him and stood
Who was it? Oh, so Mano went through something like that too? See, so it's a lot of things that people got on stand and said something about, and they was just defending their honor. So how is Troy Ave really a snitch if other guys was defending their life and their honor? I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't give a fuck what niggas think about me because I get my own money. I do what I do. If I'm defending my life and my kids or my people's lives, and I have to gun down somebody, and it comes to the point where the police arrest me for whatever the reason, and they be like, yo, you being charged with this, you being charged with that, but I know for a fact that I had to defend my man's honor, especially even if I snatched the gun from a nigga and shot at these niggas that killed my man, and they saying, well, look, you got to get on stand, so you got to cooperate so you could clean up your honor so you don't go to jail for something that you was doing for your life and your man's life. Bro, fuck all that, oh, I snitch shit. Why am I going to go do 15 years over an enemy that tried to take my life and took my man's life, and I disarmed him and shot him?
Here's another one for you.
Like,
K-Flock.
y'all listening to the Style by Poverty right now, the producer.
Came at him.
Right?
He's in Harlem. His enemies are in the barbershop. K-Flock walk past. They see him. Go follow him. And from what I'm hearing, the person who went to go follow him had a hammer. He claps and killed that nigga. That's why he's locked up. So
you know what?
what's gonna be his defense?
He's gonna
like it. He's gonna say, "Yo, niggas came at me."
And exactly. That's like your defense attorney is practically telling you got to get on stand and tell your side of the story. You bodied the nigga because they was trying to kill you, so you got to get on stand and say, "Yeah, I shot this dude because they came after me." How is that snitching? How are you snitching? Like, you defending your honor and your life, and you got to now tell the jury what happened. It's telling your side of the story for you to be alive. How are you snitching? Like, I think the word snitching and the whole snitching thing, I think is getting kind of misconstrued. It's getting misconstrued because I understand what Tekashi 6ix9ine did. He snitched. That nigga participated in a lot of criminal activities with this blood gang, and then when it got serious, and he seen that them niggas really wasn't his mans, which honestly, I feel like a lot of you gang members, y'all are not each other's mans, and y'all not really running down. Because when I was locked up, when I was on the island, a lot of the blood niggas, they wasn't niggas mans, and y'all niggas was being sunned to do other shit for the higher up bloods. And I remember that because when I was in jail, niggas jumped me because I'm in there touching TVs and getting extra trays of food. I'm not pussy on the streets. I'm not being pussy in jail. So that's just what it is. So I got jumped a few times by the Bloods and held my shit down, but I wasn't going to be disrespected. I wasn't going to be in jail being somebody's bitch. I wasn't washing no drawers. I wasn't giving niggas up my phone time. I wasn't giving niggas my comments. No, that's not happening. I don't do that. And anybody that knows me, do your research. World is not that guy. Run down if you want to. But anyway, with that being said, you know what I mean? If somebody try to run down on me, and I got to defend my life and my family's honor, and I take a nigga down, and I get arrested for it, and a trial ensues, and I have to prove that it was self-defense, yes, I'm getting on that stand to tell my side of the story for my life. So I don't understand how, like, what is consistent of snitching? Like, even there's even kingpin niggas that was doing shit during the drug era that had to kill motherfuckers that came to kill them, and they had to get on stand to say, look, these guys came, broke into my home, and I shot them. Like, I don't understand. So what is the criteria of snitching? What is considered snitching? Because some of the people in this game, they be trying to make it seem like that if you in the street life and shit goes down, you ain't supposed to say nothing. But if I'm defending my honor from having to go to jail for 20 years and I had to shoot down somebody that came to kill me and it's going to trial, how am I not supposed to get on stand and defend my honor? Like, I don't understand. Like, that don't make no sense to me. So I'm supposed to just take 15 years and not defend myself when niggas came at me to stop me and take my life? I guess you can't. I guess I'm not a street nigga then. If that's how y'all want to put it, then I guess I'm not a street nigga then. So You're right. Actually, I'm not a street nigga anymore. I'm a married man with children, a CEO, executive, and I'm not a street nigga no more. So if anybody run down on me and it happened, I'm going to tell my side of the story to defend my honor. That's it. And that's it. I'm not just going to get on social media and be saying shit. I'm going to defend my honor. So back to what I was saying when I was telling you that me and Zip the Drip was going back and forth in the DMs about that shit. Like, yeah, my nigga Zip. There's a lot of people out there that don't like you. So if you somewhere and you got your blicky on you and a nigga try to run down on you and you blick him down and now you arrested again, mind you already did about 20 years. I know you ain't trying to go back. So you defending your life and your honor and a nigga try to blicky you and you blick him down and a trial ensues, you're not going to get on stand to say you're part of the story to clear your name. It's really you clearing your name. You're not snitching. You telling your side of the story on why you had to buck down this nigga. And when I say nigga, I don't mean black people, because there's white people out here too that do nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? And nigga's just a term of endearment. So don't think I'm just talking about black people killing black people, because there's mad white people out here that's been in gun battles and had to get on stand and say what they needed to say to clear up the whole name. You know what I mean? So I think nowadays, just like since the hip hop game changed and it's a whole bunch of streams and a whole bunch of different shit going on, I think that word snitching is different now. It's not the same anymore, because it's a lot of millionaire people or even $1,000 heirs that's out here getting money. And I don't think a motherfucker's gonna want to go to jail for defending their life or defending their people's lives and then say, I'm not saying nothing, so I'm gonna just go do that 10 years. Get the fuck out of here. You more stupid than the motherfucking nigga that tried to run down on you then. You supposed to get on there and say the truth. The truth shall set you free. You know what I'm saying? So that whole, stop snitching. If you doing shit like Tekashi 6ix9ine, he's a perfect example. That nigga snitched. Alpo snitched. It's mad people out there that was doing the most. Nicky Barnes snitched. Like a lot of people snitched. They were like the head dudes that getting shit done, and they told on mad people to save their asses. They snitched. But if somebody try to take your life and you gun them down, bro, once you got to get on that stand to say your side of the story to clear your name, that's not snitching, bro. You clarifying why I had to lick that nigga down, son. That's not snitching, bro. Yo, man, y'all bugging, man. What's good, man? Who this? Yeah, I'm saying we talking about snitching and what's the type of different snitches, you know what I'm saying? But we talking about what's the difference in snitching. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if somebody tried to kill you and you got him first. Like I said, Queens get the money, long time no cash, caught up in the hustle where the guns go blast. A fool retaliated, so I had to think fast, pulled out my heat first, he pulled out his heat last. So if a nigga try to take your life and you gun him down first, and then you got to go on stand so you could defend your honor, is that snitching? No. I'm telling you, this nigga tried to kill me, but I killed him first. That's it. What's snitching about that? That's not snitching to me. That's not snitching to me. Cause if a nigga run down on me and I back out first and I lick up, when I get arrested and I go to the grand jury hearing and all that, I'm saying what happened. That nigga tried to run down on me, and I had to do what I got to do, and that's it. I'd rather be tried by 12 than carried by 6, and that's it. As long as I'm alive, I got another shot. But dead is dead, and ain't no coming back from dead. See, look, he said, if I'm saving my life, I'm telling about it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Keep me out the jail. If you saving your life, then it's not snitching. It's not considered, to me, my opinion, it's not considered snitching. If somebody try to take you out and you take them out and then you arrested and you got to go to court and you got to get on stand and say what happened, bro, it's not snitching. It's not.
Especially when you take the gun from the person.
Exactly. When you disarm a nigga that's trying to kill you and he killed your man already and shot other people, and you take the gun and you blam him. And obviously, he didn't shoot Taxstone, but you know he was going at him like, "Oh, I'm gonna finish this nigga. He just killed my man and shot me and shot other people. Oh, I'm going." That nigga Troy Ave didn't really snitch. He didn't. I don't think it was snitching.
That's why he did the video on the steps with this. After he took the stand,
Yeah.
he did the video in the same day, the same suit.
And he said it. He said like middle finger from the stand. Like he told y'all, yo, I got an episode on Grindhard Television. It's called New Pac. When Troy Ave went through all of that a few years back, and he did put out that New Pac album, his biggest album to date, I was in the studio with him for the listening session with Troy Ave. I think Troy Ave was there. 50's son was there. It was a couple of people that was there. You heard the whole album. I got Troy Ave on camera, bigging up Grindhard TV, everything like that, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that to say, oh, I got favoritism towards him for anything like that, but I'm just saying I got a lot of footage from a lot of people and a lot of different things that happen in the game. And I feel like if you're defending your life and your honor or your friend's honor, or somebody that got killed by a dude, and you got to get on stand to say you're part of the story, I don't think that's snitching, my nigga. I don't think that's snitching, bro. Now, a nigga like Tekashi 6ix9ine that did a lot of crimes with these gang members, and then when they all got RICO'd and they started telling, that's snitching. That's like, for instance, like GS9. Shout out Bobby Shmurda and Rowdy Rebel. Them niggas was doing mad street shit. They all got RICO'd, and them niggas did not tell on each other. They took, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, if the case is what it is Bobby Shmurda took more time so him and Rowdy Rebel could do the same amount of time together, and they did their time and came home. Now that's a stand-up shit right there. Those niggas was doing street shit. They got bagged, and them niggas didn't tell on each other. They all went down and did their time together. Some of them niggas got way more time than others, but those two niggas, the rappers of the crew, they stood 10 toes down and stood tall. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, this nigga Casanova, he locked up right now. They want him to tell on all these other big niggas, son. Casanova's not running his mouth at all because he's a rapper, he's a famous guy, and they was going after a lot of the underlings under him, but he's not saying nothing because he know he was a part of that. That's a stand-up guy. That nigga stand up. But there's a lot of rappers that did shit that when their life was in jeopardy, and they got on that stand and pointed a nigga out to defend their honor, like Snoop Dogg. That whole case about him, I'm innocent, and all of that shit. That dude ran up on a car, pulled out the hammer like he wanted it, and they shot this nigga down. Snoop Dogg had to get on the stand and say what happened. So is Snoop Dogg a snitch? Or did he just defend his honor because he wasn't trying to go to jail for some rival enemy that was trying to kill these niggas, right? You just said the whole K-Flock situation, right? Some niggas saw him walking past a barbershop and his enemies, and they came out the barbershop, followed him, and K-Flock happened with his girl. So he defended his life and his girl's life over some niggas that approached him on some, oh, I'm gonna finish this nigga. Cause y'all little niggas, y'all are out here killing niggas recklessly. So I'm not against niggas having a blicky on them. I'm not against that. Because like I said, I'd rather be tried by 12 than carried by 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all for life. I'm pro-life. Word up. I'm pro-life. So if a nigga run down on me on some sucker shit, bruh, listen. Yo. But what I gotta say is this. When all else is said and done, I'm defending my life. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm not saying nothing because, oh, I'm not a snitch. Fuck that. If a nigga try to take my life and I take his, I will be sitting right on that stand telling my side of the story to the prosecution to tell them I defended my life. That's what self-defense is. Even with Gucci Mane. When them niggas came up in that house and he gunned them niggas down, Gucci Mane had to get on stand to say, yo, these niggas broke in my house and I gunned them down. With Gucci Mane not supposed to get on stand and defend himself and say, well, look, these niggas tried to run in my house and shoot me down and I killed them. You know what I mean? I thought it was kind of weird that him and Jeezy did a versus together because Gucci Mane was disrespectful on that shit. Gucci Mane disrespected him badly. He was talking about, I'm smoking on the pack of his man. Like, that shit was crazy. But Was Gucci Man snitching when he told what happened when them dudes broke in his house? That was a home invasion that went wrong, and that nigga got killed. Gucci Man gunned him down. And now I'm hearing on some other shit with Deb Anthony and them said on one of the other podcasts that Gucci Man didn't really shoot the guy. They was saying some shit like that on one of them shows. But I ain't even trying to get into all of that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, so you said ASAP Rocky said Casanova was legit in jail. Yeah, he was holding it down and shit like that. That's why he ain't saying nothing. He ain't telling on his Gorilla Stone niggas because he Gucci in jail. Come on, that big ass Sasquatch gorilla ass nigga, like that nigga ain't scared of nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? He holding it down. But what I don't understand is that when Taxstone was getting beat up by Banger, why didn't them big niggas hold him down to where Taxstone didn't have to pull out the gun? That's the only thing I'm thinking. Like, if those your mans, but that goes to show you that niggas ain't really your mans, man. Because back to the initial shit that I was saying, Nori said that he's not gonna let old boy get on the show to say nothing about Fat Joe because his loyalty is to Fat Joe. So Nori, if Taxstone helped you build your podcast, why would you let Troy Ave get on there? Because there's no loyalty to Taxstone. You understand what I'm saying? His loyalty is to Fat Joe. And that goes to show you he's loyal to who he's loyal to, and he's not loyal to who he's not loyal to. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And y'all got to understand that in this business, there's really no loyalty. There's no loyalty in this business, man. Y'all got to understand that, man. And if somebody tries to take your life, don't let them. Do everything in your power to try to stop them. And that's it. And nobody says that you're snitching if you get arrested and you got to get on the stand to say, listen, I had to shoot these niggas because they tried to gun me down and I wasn't letting it happen. My life is important. I don't feel like that's snitching. I don't, me, myself. I don't. So y'all can say I'm not gangster. I'm not gangster. I'm reformed. I'm not into that. None of that. I have children. I'm defending my wife, my children, my life, my honor. I ain't into none of that other shit. Shout out the Hoffs. Shout out T. Shout out my moms. You know what I mean? Shout out my nieces and nephews. You know what I mean? So that's what that is. That's my take on that. So Taxstone was found guilty. 9 times out of 10, they're going to give him an asshole full of time because there was a lot of people that was shot in that spot. One person was killed. So that's just my take on it. And I'm just telling you, like, sometimes you gotta choose your battles and you gotta know what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird because a lot of things happen and there's different circumstances to everything that happened. There's consequences to every action and there's different circumstances to every action as well. And you got to know what you're getting into. So people can say what they want, feel how they feel about me. I don't care. Niggas ain't giving me no money. I can't even call motherfuckers and get money from them. But everybody call me and say, yo, can I hold something or look out or hold me down? But I can't do the same for other motherfuckers. So I don't give a fuck what niggas think about me, honestly. Word. Keeping that 100. But that was that. So since we got that out the way, I said what I needed to say about the whole thing. And it's weird that we talking about what is snitching, what is considered as snitching, and we had to put Tekashi 6ix9ine in the situation because also there's another situation that happened. Tekashi 6ix9ine, you know what I'm saying? Got his shit bust. Somebody finally ran down on him. You know? And the weird thing about that is he got caught in a fitness gym. And it's mad footage of this shit up there. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let's go to the New York Post. All right, so we looking at the New York Post footage right now. You know what I'm saying? Footage reveals Tekashi 6ix9ine attackers entered Florida gym before beating. You know? Let me mute that real quick so y'all don't have to hear no fucking commercials. You know what I'm saying? Rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine brutally beaten inside Florida gym. You know what I mean? Okay, so these all look like Spanish dudes right here. Yeah, these are Spanish dudes. Okay, let me tell you, let me read the story to y'all real quick. And this is from the New York Post. New surveillance footage shows that shows the eerie moment a group of unidentified men entered a Florida gym just before allegedly beating. Ain't no allegedly. That footage is out there, nigga. That nigga talking about allegedly. I'm tired of everybody using this word allegedly. The footage show this nigga getting the shit beat out of him. It ain't no allegedly. He got his ass whipped. You know what I'm saying? New surveillance footage shows the eerie moment a group of identified men entered a Florida gym just before beating rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine on Tuesday night. The video obtained by TMZ shows one man speaking on his phone inside the LA Fitness facility in Palm Beach before opening the door for a second man. One of the attackers appears bald with a large beard and is wearing all black. The second is wearing a black t-shirt and shorts with a chain around his neck. The pair then chats briefly with the front desk attendant before strutting towards the bathrooms where they reportedly pounced on Tekashi 6ix9ine, who is infamous for getting out of decades behind bars in 2019 for snitching on his former Bloods gang pals in a Manhattan trial. Now, this is New York Post saying even Tekashi 6ix9ine snitched. You know what I'm saying? Let me play some of this footage. Oh, it's loading. Another clip from inside the facility shows the pair joined by a third suspect attacker who is also wearing black. All right, they got all of the footage right here. This is why you can't really do nothing nowadays. Yo, they didn't even really beat him up too bad, yo. His face don't look, his shit should have been swole and everything. He got a little bit of blood on his shit. They didn't beat him up. They didn't do a good job. Not saying that I'm all for him getting beat up, but he asked for that. He asked for that. But if this is just publicity for him, honestly, because he's really unscathing. I'm looking at his face right now. He's not really beat up badly or nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? He's not beat up badly at all, right? Like they didn't do too much to him. You know what I'm saying? Crocs. How the fuck y'all beating this nigga up with Crocs on? Y'all trying to stomp him and shit. Y'all got Crocs on. Yo, son, I ain't gonna front. It could have been staged, bro. It could have been. He could have said, yo, really beat my ass. Like, fuck me up. You know what I mean? Because Tekashi is real good at.
I could take the pain.
Yeah, like I'll take the beat up. Like, this is a lot of publicity for him. He's like one of the, besides this Troy Ave and Taxstone trial, Tekashi 6ix9ine is the only other story that's really big right now. So he ain't got nobody else really for him to diss. So the only other thing was stage somebody finally catching him. It could be staged, man. I ain't even gonna hold you, son. It could be staged, bro. All right, Palm Springs detectives reportedly are investigating the incident. Tekashi 6ix9ine attorney Lance Lazaro told NBC Miami that the assailants who have not been caught, of course they not, because how they ain't caught, first of all, because all their faces is on camera, right? But it was, I ain't gonna front. I'm starting to see differently about this. Fled when employees heard the disturbance. The bizarre attack took place just a few days after the rapper was ejected from a Miami baseball stadium for causing a drunken melee. In 2019, Tekashi 6ix9ine was sentenced to 2 years behind bars for trafficking and other charges stemming from his role in the non-trade gangster Bloods gang. Yeah, I ain't gonna front. My perspective on it, the nigga got what he deserved. He lucky he didn't get killed, but honestly, I think it was staged. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Yo, listen, if you didn't snitch on so many gang members, right? Because he was a part of all of that. And he could say, oh, I'm just telling on what I did. No, you telling on what you did, you didn't send them niggas to jail, all of them for more than 15 years apiece. I think only one person got only 10 years. The rest of them all got 15 years and more. You know what I'm saying? So you snitched on them niggas. You didn't sick your man to go shoot at the nigga from Chicago in Manhattan Hotel. Then you went and told on the nigga. You paid him to go do that, and then you told on him? Yeah, like, come on, son. In my motherfucking...
He just came home.
See? Now, all right, and I'm glad you said that. Like, my studio producer, you know what I'm saying, Style by Poverty, just said that the nigga Kuda B just came home, right? Last week. Now, these dudes, they don't got life in jail. They got a little 5 years. The Kuda B only had to have like 4 years for that shit. Right. So the other nigga did 10. Then, the other guys did like 15 or whatever. That's who Tekashi really need to be worrying about. Because when these niggas come home, you don't know if niggas is gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna really finish him now. So for him to be parading around like he's untouchable, bro, that is the most dumbest thing you could do. Like, I could understand you trying to still do rap music because that was your bread and butter, and of course the fame is so overwhelming that you don't want to give it up. But at the same time, bro, there's no possible way that you could be out here taunting these people and acting like you still gangster. Like, how? You coward. First of all, them niggas kidnapped you and threw you in the trunk. They fucked your baby moms. You know what I'm saying? They did all of that. And then you went and snitched on them niggas, and now you out here still acting like you tough. Yo, the dudes that's running around with Tekashi 6ix9ine, y'all not doing yourselves no service. No, y'all doing yourselves a disservice by not telling this nigga like, yo, you need to chill. Like, that's a non-cypher for me, bro. That's a non-cypher for me, because there's no way in hell that you could do all the shit you did and then tell on niggas and then expect you to still be walking and roaming free and nothing happens to you. Like, that shit is pure idiocy. That's idiocy. So with that beat up in the gym, whether it was staged or not, you got what you deserve. I'm just saying, because when you initially see the footage of things that's happening, right, you don't really know what's going on, because when that Troy Ave footage came out with him running out the room with shooting the gun, nobody knew the whole story yet. Everybody was like, oh, Troy Ave, how could you do this? Oh my God. Until, right. You know what I'm saying? Until, you know what I'm saying, everything came out, and then everybody started like, oh, okay, I get it now. I understand. Now, with the Tekashi 6ix9ine thing is, before you was down with these blood Trey 9 niggas, you was a nigga that was wearing your clothing line that said fuck shit on it, or a whole bunch of fuck clothing he used to have. Scum something and fuck shit. Yeah. Like, you wasn't no gangster, nigga. You was a little Spanish, Mexican, Ecuadorian kid that was trying to get in this trying to get in this black culture and make something happen for yourself, which is cool, because hip hop was started with black people and Puerto Ricans, because up in the Bronx, when the shit was really going crazy, a lot of Spanish niggas was dope as fuck with writing graffiti and breakdancing. I know, because I've been there from the beginning. Shout out to all of my Puerto Rican niggas that was getting super busy on the graffiti and breakdancing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. I know for a fact. So y'all black too, my nigga. Don't think y'all not. Just because y'all got lighter skin and y'all speak Spanish, y'all motherfucking Africans too. Everybody's an African if you think about it. You know what I mean? So shout out to y'all. But Tekashi, you was not about that life. When you dropped that video, Gummo, that's when you started on that gang shit. And you wasn't that. And you know what? Shotty and all y'all was wrong for bringing him in too deep. Y'all let that man come in too deep. He wasn't supposed to be in like that. That was it. Y'all was supposed to just be his muscle to bring him to the different cities he was supposed to go to, and not allow him to do a bunch of criminal activity that would have took y'all down. That's where y'all fucked up at. You know what I'm saying? But Tekashi, you know for a fact that you not tough like that. You're not. You ain't built like that. So I don't understand why you move around like you're untouchable. I seen you on that fucking Breakfast Club interview, and you was talking about how you move so militantly that you can't be touched. That's why you talk so much shit. Obviously, you can be touched. But in due time, the truth is going to come out about that whole situation. Whether it was set up, fixed, or not, we're going to definitely see what really happened, because it's going to come out. You know what I mean? But yo, after all the shit you did, all the snitching you did on niggas, and all of the shit talking you did, that was just deserved for you. You should be happy that you didn't get killed, because the guy that was saying to you when you was walking away, which I don't see how you even walked away from a jump from all these giant ass niggas that, you know what I'm saying? Word, that's why I'm kind of going with it could have been staged too, because them niggas was big as fuck. And y'all had on Crocs too. So y'all go there with the intent of beating this man up, and y'all got on Crocs. I ain't gonna front, Spanish niggas do be wearing a lot of Crocs and flip-flops and shit like that. Y'all the whole world do, but they be walking around with the flip-flops on and the thong chicletas and all that shit too.
A lot of gangsters be wearing them shit now. You know this.
No, they wear the slides. And they wear the slides and shit like that.
So it might not be. It might be real on that note because a lot of gangsters are outside like that these days.
Yeah, you right. A lot of y'all niggas do be walking around with slides on. I don't understand it. Like, I get it, you somewhere, like if you're going on a vacation or you just coming out your house to go to the store and you got on like Gucci slides or Nike slides or whatever the case may be. But y'all niggas be coming out and having the slides as like a part of your fucking outfit. No. Especially if you in the street on some gangster shit or you on some rough. Because anything could happen. You could go on a train and somebody could bump you or step on your toes that's not covered because you got on some slides. And then you got to scrap and you scrapping with your socks on bare feet. Like, and no belt. So you got your pants hanging off your ass and you got your slides on. That's not man shit. That's not man shit. Like, a real masculine man don't do shit like that. I'm sorry. And shout out to my nigga Illa G for posting a clip that I just reposted. If you go to my page, you'll see it. It's like, we do shit masculine. Like, don't be afraid to hide your masculinity, man. Like, if all of the LB, he said elemental P. This is what he said, so I'm saying it. He said all of the elemental P people be talking about how they so proud, So us straight masculine men, be proud of who we are. And that's it. So I don't think going out with chocolatas or slides on, I don't give a fuck if they Gucci, Fendi, Louis, I don't care. You ain't supposed to be outside going out with them shits on unless you on a beach, you know what I mean? Or you in a resort, but a pool. You ain't supposed to go like you. I see motherfuckers going to like parties and they got slides on and Crocs.
How about pajamas outside?
I'm totally not with the pajamas outside shit. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. I wore a robe outside one time, you know what I'm saying, to go pick up some clothes that I bought from a guy and he filmed me and posted it. And my son, shout out Hoff, he hit me up and he was disappointed, like, Dad, how was you outside with a robe on? And I thought about this because Ghostface used to wear the robes. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, I'm on some, you know what I'm saying, my Tony Stark shit or whatever the case may be. But pajamas, I didn't see dudes have on pajamas with matching sneakers and a shirt and a coat. Bro, how is you wearing pajamas as like pants? Like, that's a non-cipher for me, man. That's a non-cipher for me. Like, I think some of the most stupidest, flagrant shit that's going on out here, man. I don't know what to say about it. Like, really. I'm just giving my opinion on stuff. I'm just saying how I feel about it, and that's it. Like, I'm not going to go extra hard on people and stuff like that. But honestly, man, the times is really different. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't going to keep rehashing and going on to that shit like that. I just want to say that I got a couple of shows coming up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Music Buff Radio, because me, Blue Diaz, and King Lyrical was just on it the other day. Shout out to my nigga, Mr. Dope Chef. I got a show next week at Gems Lounge, next week Sunday. I'm also performing at, it's a couple of shows I got coming up. It's a bunch of things going on. Just check my page and things of that sort. I'm also going to be at the Black in Effect Podcast Festival in Atlanta on the 22nd. The 21st, I'll be doing Tunage event. Shout out to my guy who handles the Tunage event. The 21st on that Friday. The 22nd in the morning, I fly out and go to the Charlemagne the God and Just Hilarious Podcast Festival. Because, you know, Grindhard TV podcast be on the scene. We always there. Y'all never there. I'm going to be representing my podcast and the whole S.STREET media team and that shit. Shout out Peggy Dotson from UBC TV Network and Glue TV. I gotta hit them off with mad episodes. So a lot of places that I've been and I was filming a lot of shit, those episodes is gonna be on a lot of subscription TV channels because they making their station go 24 hours. So it'll be a lot of Grindhard TV content. You know what I'm saying? Out there. There's a lot of things going on, man. And I'm just proud and happy of all the things that's happening and all the things that we doing moving forward. The main things I wanted to talk about was that, you know, Troy Ave Taxstone trial, and I wanted to talk about that Tekashi 6ix9ine getting beat up situation. And I feel like I covered it enough and said whatever I needed to say on that. You know what I'm saying? So the new single, AOQ GTM, is out right now. Shout out to everybody that's been streaming that Flowers record. We had almost 190,000 streams. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody that's showing love. You know, I just spoke to Phantom of the Beats. You know what I mean? From and shout out Rob Schwartz from Who Mag Distribution. We definitely talking about the splits and all of that. We're gonna have to work out them percentages because I've been out here grinding this shit on my own for a long time. So we're gonna have to discuss a lot going forward. But that record, I ain't never gonna stop pushing that record because that record got the whole industry talking about giving people their flowers. And that's because of me. No, let's not get it twisted where it started. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the new single I got coming out. I've been promoting it like this was all a soft launch. It was all soft launches with me performing it and playing at certain places. Go Bay Bay, the new single that's coming out in April. The beginning of spring, start of the second quarter. I'm dropping that shit and I'm going heavy with it. You know what I'm saying? It's a dope ass single. Shout out my nigga Jackpot Jovi singing the hook on that. Of course, I write everything. I write my verses, I write the hooks. Shout out to another new record I got coming out with D.A.J. Johnson. I had them on the show. You could go to grindhardtv.com and you can see the episodes of us in S.STREET Media Studios. And you can see, we got, I ain't gonna hold you. This Caribbean rhythm, they say rhythm. This Caribbean rhythm is so fire that I can't wait to lay my shit on there and drop this record. It's like this is a big record. You know what I think of when the record I'm talking about with D.A.J. Johnson? Yeah. I think of Mr. Lover, Lover. Like it's a big record like that, like a Shaggy type of record, big record. Right. It's like that. So I got some shit coming for y'all, man. Like I'm not playing out here, you know what I mean?
Shout out to DJ Weddy Wolf, man.
Shout out to DJ Weddy Wolf. Shout out to my guy, Crucial Mr. One Love. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Blue Lion. Shout out to all of the people that you see me putting in my stories a lot because it's my own little group of people that I fuck with. Shout out Chris Welch. You know what I mean? Shout out to all of the people that's grinding that I fucks with and I respect and I want to see y'all niggas win. You know what I mean? Shout out to all of y'all. Let me see. What else is there that I wanted to talk about that I forgot? I don't think I forgot anything. I talked about practically everything I wanted to talk about today. You know what I'm saying? All I got to say is if y'all out there doing street shit and you're not really ready for the consequences, then don't do it. If you know, and I'm speaking about this whole situation with the Gramercy Theater shit. Taxstone, if you knew you was going to a show where Troy Ave was going to be and you needed to have a gun to go there, then why go? Why go? Like, because you thought, well, because Casanova and all of them was there with you, that they was going to hold you down. You obviously knew they wasn't going to hold you down because you brought the blicky with you. So if you had to bring the blicky, then there was somewhere you shouldn't have even went. You know what I'm saying? Because that wrong decision that you did altered your life and you was the biggest, you were drink champs at one point and you just destroyed all of that by going there to try to show how tough you were. Now, I'm not against niggas having guns because that's your amendment. What is that, our Fourth Amendment, right? What is it? Well, I'm not too keen on all of the amendments.
It is,
your Fifth Amendment, Fourth or Fifth Amendment, carrying a gun legally. But I feel like this.
No, Second Amendment is the hammer.
All right, so Second Amendment is you legally carry a gun. But if you can't legally carry a gun, what's wrong with still carrying one? Long as you're not out here recklessly doing shit. Because like I said, I'd rather be tried by 12 than carried by 6. So I'm not going to allow a nigga to run down on me because I'm not legally able to carry a gun. When you got all these other motherfuckers out here recklessly shooting shit up stupidly. Rest in peace to that little kid that was on Jamaica Avenue in that smoke shop where them niggas went and robbed the spot for $100 in cash and $50 in fucking pens, weed pens. Y'all killed that boy for no apparent reason. Y'all niggas gonna get whatever y'all deserve. So it's mad people out here recklessly shooting people stupidly, and we can't say, oh, it's the people out here. No, because we're not the ones bringing guns in the community. We're not the ones manufacturing guns. So let's stop trying to blame the people themselves. We're not the ones bringing drugs, liquor, and guns in the community. So let's keep this 100 right now. We are not the ones bringing in all of the coke, all of the weed, all of the guns, all of the liquor in the community that have these crime stats going up. We are not bringing that in here. These young boys are not bringing it in here. They obviously are finding a way to get their hands on it And then on top of that, you got now weed dealing. Weed is not what's making people go crazy, but I'm just saying that because that young boy got killed in a weed dispensary over $150 worth of merchandise, which was stupid. You know what I'm saying? But the liquor, with all of this drunk driving shit, it's a liquor store on every fucking corner. So let's stop trying to blame regular civilians for shit that's going on over being drunk or whatever when the government is making zillions of dollars off of people getting drunk. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, go to grindhardtv.com, watch the latest episodes of Grindhard TV podcast and S.STREET Media Studios. The 21st, I'll be at the Tune-In Showcase in in Brooklyn. And the 22nd, I'll be in Atlanta at Charlemagne's The God Black FM podcast festival with Jess Hilarious. Also next week, Sunday, I'll be at Gems Lounge with Mr. Dope Chef. It's a couple of things that I got going on from the winnings of that last contest. I said everything I needed to say. I'm gonna end the show right here because I ain't got really nothing else to talk about. And everybody just protect yourself, protect your family. Don't be out there being stupid. Do what you need to do. Stay consistent with whatever you got to do to be successful in life. I don't feel like if somebody tries to harm you or your family and you defend yourself and gun them down or do whatever, I don't feel like you snitching if you got to get on stand to defend your honor for you defending your life or your family's life. That's not snitching to me. Snitching to me is when y'all niggas is out there in the street doing mad crimes, doing mad fuck shit, and then you get bagged and you start telling on what you did and what your other peoples did to save yourself from going to jail. That's a snitch. Tekashi 69, you're a snitch. And that's it. You know what I mean? I'm going to end the show on that. We'll see y'all next week. Grindhard TV podcast at S.STREET Media Studios.